Remember that time Disney World didn't change your favorite thing?
And I gotta tell you, it's weird that something doesn't change in Disney World. But in this case, there's one big reason these rides haven't changed. One big reason.
Walt Disney World opened October 1st, 1971.
Of course, when it opened, Magic Kingdom was the only theme park that was available.
Child opening day, there was a huge ceremony. All I remember is, well, I wasn't born, but I remember seeing a video of Julie Andrews doing this huge dance number all around Magic Kingdom, all around Main Street.
Some of the attractions that were there were Country Bear Jamboree, Hall of Presidents, of course, It's a Small World,
the Dapper Dans, Dumbo the Flying Elephant, Fantasy in the Sky Fireworks, fun.
Mad Tea Party, Peter Pan's Flight.
Peter Pan's Flight is a little bit controversial because it technically was not open on opening day, on October 1st, 1971. It opened 2 or 3 days after opening day.
Haunted Mansion, Jungle Cruise.
My favorite opening day ride in Disney World. That's so difficult.
It's gonna be tied between Haunted Mansion or Peter Pan's Flight.
Out of everything that was there on opening day and has endured since then, I'm going to have to go with Jungle Cruise.
My favorite opening day ride in Walt Disney World is and will always be Peter Pan.
I think my favorite opening day ride is probably Haunted Mansion.
Honestly, Haunted Mansion is my favorite ride in Magic Kingdom in general, and the fact that it is an opening day attraction just makes it even better. I think it's an attraction that stands the test of time.
It's going to Nautilus, not even open anymore, but that's gonna be my choice because I'm that guy. Breed love.
Of course, that is not the case today because now Disney World has 4 parks, 2 water parks, dozen plus hotels, way more than that. So it's kind of wild to think about how much it has changed in the past 50 years.
Oh my goodness, so much. Disney World is just not, it's barely even the same place as it was opening day.
Even Magic Kingdom itself has changed so much. They've added new Fantasyland, the Storybook Circus. There's a lot of things that they expanded, a lot of things that they unfortunately changed.
Where it had like 10 rides on opening day, it now has 30 attractions, shows and parades and the fireworks. I mean, projections on the castle are probably not the kind of thing that people even like conceptualized in 1971.
I would say it is better in some ways because you were missing the roller coasters. You didn't have thrill rides to really bring the experience up for the whole family and get adults really into it yet. I think it opened as much more of a family park and developed into a park for everyone over the years. So in my opinion, that makes it better.
I think probably the biggest difference that everyone can notice is the price. I'll leave it at that.
In my lifetime, I will see them chop down the Swiss Family Robinson treehouse.
There are quite a few things that surprise me that are still around.
Perhaps the most surprising thing that's still around from opening day is Frontierland Shootin' Arcade.
The Frontierland Shootin' Arcade.
I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say that I don't think Frontierland Shootin' Arcade is all that popular.
Can you tell I like it?
My very first memory of a Disney park.
I actually really like it. I had never done it until this year because in the past you had to pay for it. Recently, semi-recently, Disney did make it a free attraction.
My dad took me over to the Shootin' Arcade in Disneyland and I stood there and looked up and I watched him shoot, and it looked so realistic to me in my little child eyes.
I think it's fun. I do it every time I'm in Magic Kingdom now. I just like to feel like I'm, good at something.
And it made me believe in a kind of magic that all of us know, in the Shootin' Arcade of all things. It made me a humongous Disney fan as a very small child.
If I could replace the Frontierland Shootin' Arcade,
Why does this show have to aggressively fantasize about what to replace my favorite things with? Stop messing with my stuff.
The Dapper Dans are they're a Disney park institution, okay?
Main Street would not be complete without the Dapper Dans.
Dapper Dans are the barbershop quartet that perform on Main Street USA. They also have the Dapper Dans in Disneyland. And I'm absolutely glad the Dapper Dans have stuck around. I think they are the kind of thing that somebody can enjoy walking into the parks for the very first time and find them just as magical as someone who knows that the Dapper Dans sang on Main Street on opening day.
And anytime I'm on Main Street and they are out, I will stop whatever I'm doing and go listen to them and go watch them. I think you should too.
I wish they could sing for me as I walk down the aisle. That would be the dream wedding. The Dapper Dans, just singing, "Here comes the bride," but they're all singing it in different, levels.
The Main Street vehicles are literal vehicles that drive up and down Main Street.
At the beginning of Main Street and take you to the castle, pretty much. You go all the way down Main Street. And I love them because they're so cool. You can like see the horses, you got like a little trolley.
It's just a fun little thing to do. It's a nice way to see some of the sights of Disney. You can get off your feet.
This question is for me.
Emma's weirdly into the Swiss Family Robinson.
Emma has an obsession with Swiss Family Treehouse. Not just the attraction, but the whole entire story itself.
Swiss Family Treehouse is one of my favorite things in Magic Kingdom. It is the treehouse. If you have never seen it, there is a movie. It's a Disney movie. It's called Swiss Family Robinson, and it's about a family, the Swiss Family Robinson, and they are shipwrecked on an island and they build this tree house and they like learn to survive.
Not only is it something that's based off of a classic story, but I think it's important to still have those areas at Disney that don't rely on technology, but they're still entertaining and still something to do.
And so Disney, for me apparently, built a replica of it. It is an opening day attraction. It's been there since '71, and it's their treehouse, and you get to walk up through it and see where they lived and how they lived.
Emma, I don't get it. I just don't. Why is this tree still here, okay? Turn it into Encanto. Turn it into Tarzan. I mean, even Tarzan's more relevant than that movie.
Did anyone else have like an obsession with the boxcar children when the books, and you wanted to like go live in a boxcar and be like independent?
I just like to feel like I'm good at something.
Well, I wanted to do that, but with Swiss Family Robinson and in their treehouse.
Emma, you do you. If you want to revive the Swiss Family Robinson fandom, I support you 100%.
Emma, we all have guilty pleasures, and I support you.
You birds can't lose. You ain't never had a friend like me.
What shows are still around from opening day?
We've got Country Bear Jamboree,
The Hall of Presidents,
And also the Enchanted Tiki Room.
In my opinion, I think Country Bear is one of the most underrated shows in all of Disney World.
Country Bear Jamboree is pretty much exactly what it sounds like.
It is a show where animatronic bears sing, and it's truly funny. And whenever I watch it, I always get a smile on my face because usually there's like families seeing it for like the first time, and they all like chuckle and laugh, and I feel like it's family fun, which like always makes me like tear up a little bit in Disney because I'm dramatic.
I grew up going to the Country Bear Jamboree, okay, in Disneyland. All right, and it was different in Disneyland than it was in Disney World because they used to have a song there, and it was called, one of the bears was singing to an octopus, and it was like, 2 different worlds, we live in 2 different worlds. And it was about him being in love with an octopus, okay?
I genuinely love it. I think it's so fun. When I was on my DCP and I was feeling like homesick, I would go watch the Country Bear Jamboree because it's not making fun of our people, it's owning us, and I love it. And I feel like connected to like Dolly Parton for some reason.
I have this idea, and I need you all in the comments to back me up on this. Possibly next year at the Halloween party, I want me, Quincy, and Emma. I want the 3 of us to go to the Halloween party and dress up as the sunbonnets from the Country Bear Jamboree. That would be an amazing costume. How fun would that be?
The Hall of Presidents is another animatronic run stage show.
It's a show where every US president in history is represented in animatronic form, and you get to see all of them up on the stage, and there's a speech from George Washington, the first president, and then a speech from the current president.
They've been able to get all the recent presidents to read a special speech just for Hall of Presidents that is played during the performance.
I think a lot of dads in Disney love it. A lot of historians love it. You know, anybody who's interested in history, I think it's a fun little show.
Like, that might be the single coolest way that anybody is immortalizing the history of the US presidency anywhere. Like literally just creating president robots. That's cool.
It's very moving to see all of the presidents there lined up together in a time where things are so divided. It's amazing to see this representation of the hopes and dreams of everyone in the theater represented on the stage at the same time.
Do I think it's scary to be in the Hall of Presidents at night? I think it's scary to go on any attraction that has animatronics in it at night.
I don't think that it's just scary to be in the Hall of Presidents at night. I think it's scary to be in the Hall of Presidents at any point in time.
Some of those animatronics just don't look right. So I wouldn't want to be near them or with them or stuck inside with them. And the Enchanted Tiki Room. I do enjoy the Enchanted Tiki Room. It's not a must-do for me. It's not a must-do for everyone. But I mean, it's got a lot of history in it. It's original opening day attraction.
The birds in Enchanted Tiki Room, the ones in Disneyland, were the first ever animatronics. They were how animatronics were invented, were for the show, were these birds. And it's where the birds sing words and the flowers croon.
It rains, there are tiki gods, it's a lot going on. And of course, the iconic song, in the tiki 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 room, in the tiki 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 room.
Now I will say they actually did change the Enchanted Tiki Room. They changed it to the Enchanted Tiki Room under new management, which featured Iago and Zazu. And it was a really weird overlay. I will admit, I preferred it under new management.
No.
I let a lot of things slide when it comes to Quincy. I don't make comments on them. I let her exist.
I have Swiss Family Robinson. Fry Bucket's name is Fry Bucket. We all have our problems.
Iago, girl. Iago?
Don't encourage her, okay? I just don't even know what to say to you. It's disheartening to learn something about one of your friends that, frankly, you wish you didn't know.
Because I'm a very famous movie star.
I liked it. I like Iago and Zazu, and I think that's such a weird pair to make host a bird show. I know. This is like the one time that Disney did something with IP and everybody was so mad that they actually undid it. But I liked it, okay? I would cry if any single one of these was announced as getting removed. Fantasyland feels the most, I mean, obviously Fantasyland was massively expanded in 2011 with New Fantasyland and then Storybook Circus, but a lot of Fantasyland still holds true to what it was on opening day.
So the ones that are left are Dumbo, It's a Small World, Mad Tea Party,
Peter Pan's Flight, and of course the Prince Charming Wheel Carousel that you can see right behind the castle.
I think if anything, these will get TLC, but I think ultimately, like, these rides are here to stay. And I'm happy with that because I would cry if any single one of these was announced as getting removed.
Those are some classic Disney rides. Like when you think of Disney and like just overarching Disney World, a lot of them are on that list. I mean, that's kind of crazy that a lot of those rides are still around and they were all in Fantasyland. It does not surprise me that a lot of these opening day attractions were in Fantasyland, just because, you know, when you think about Magic Kingdom, when you think about the original Disneyland, a lot of it has to do with Fantasyland.
I mean, this is a company based on fantasy and the intellectual property of the Walt Disney Animation Company, which had icon intellectual property.
Disney is Fantasyland. Like when you think of Magic Kingdom, a lot of what you think of is Fantasyland, even if you don't know that or if you don't realize that. So I think that makes complete sense.
They had a great blueprint, and the blueprint was Disneyland. So many of those rides they just literally brought over from Disneyland. So it doesn't surprise me at all. You know, Walt Disney World and Magic Kingdom, although it is and has changed, it really is just a bigger duplicate of the original magic.
Keep, change, replace, pick an opening day Fantasyland attraction for each. Oh my gosh.
Oh, this is so stressful.
Oh gosh, keep, change, replace. Okay. Keep, oh gosh, this is hard. Keep Mad Tea Party.
I'm keeping Mad Tea Party.
Keep Peter Pan's Flight because it's magical and we stand the pan.
We're going to keep Peter Pan's Flight because I love that attraction. Don't love the line that it's always, you know, like 90 plus minutes, but the attraction itself, keep Peter Pan's Flight.
My keep is gonna be Peter Pan's Flight. obviously.
I don't think you're getting me to answer that. Like,
Change, it's a small world. That might be controversial, but hear me out.
And the change that I would do is the one they did in Disneyland, where they tucked Disney characters into the scenes.
This might be nightmare fuel. Change, it's a small world to have all of those dolls have the more advanced animatronics. Is that weird? Is that creepy? That might be creepy.
Change, it's a small world. Listen, change, it's a small world. When I say change it, I mean make the facade like the one in Disneyland.
Oh, changing Peter Pan's flight because it needs an update even though I love it.
Change Peter Pan's flight.
no. I'm not touching anything.
And I'm replacing Regal Carousel. Duh, I'm sorry, I just don't like it that much.
It's a small world. I'm sorry. If you've ever read The Kingdom Keepers, you will know there's a scene in that book where they're in the park at night and the It's a Small World animatronics start and walking towards the people. They're in the boat, in the ride at night, and they start coming up and I was, no, can't do it.
Mad Tea Party. Now I'm only saying that because I prefer the Mad Tea Party in Disneyland.
We're going to replace Dumbo. That's right, I said it. I'm the only one on here that's got the nerve to say it.
Replace Dumbo the flying elephant.
No. There's no way. None. No. Cut the camera.
The one reason that Disney has not changed these attractions is because they were great from the start. People loved them on opening day. They love them now.
Like, there's a lot on this list that are still very, very popular to this day, specifically Peter Pan's Flight and Jungle Cruise.
I'm proud of them for holding on for 51 years. Good for you guys. I'm glad to see you still hanging out and you haven't kicked the bucket yet.
The Prince Charming Regal Carousel is about 50 years older than Disney World. I appreciate the carousel. Carousel is fun, but sometimes I just like to sit and relax on the carousel and do a little this. Or if I'm feeling very royal and princessy, like Mia Thermopolis, do the little Mia Thermopolis. Or if I'm channeling my inner Julie Andrews, then I'm, thank you for being here today. Thank you for being here today. You know, it's fun. You have to. You have to while you're on the carousel. Now, go watch our episode on the transformation of Epcot.